She called me defective, so I disappeared. I can never get pregnant. It's something I came to terms with years ago, and when my fiancé and I got serious, we talked it through. He was calm, understanding, and told me it didn't matter. There were always other ways to build a family. We were solid, or so I thought. Then his mother found out. She cornered me one day, out of nowhere, told me I wasn't good enough for her son, that I was defective, that she forbade the marriage because I couldn't give him children. I barely got a word in before she stormed off. Days later, I found out she'd been telling the rest of their family not to attend our wedding, saying her son deserved more than someone like me, that he needed children, and I'd never be able to provide them. I told my fiancé I didn't want her at our wedding. I couldn't bear the idea of her ruining the most important day of my life. He said he loved me, but he was torn. I asked him to talk to her, to explain that we didn't want kids, that it wasn't just about me. He agreed, said he and his dad would try to make her understand. But when he came back, everything had changed. He looked at me with this cold, distant expression and told me he did want children, and if I couldn't give them to him, the wedding was off. I stared at him, stunned. That sounds like your mother, not you, I said quietly. I can speak for myself, he snapped. It turned into a full-blown fight, screaming, tears, disbelief. I was so furious and heartbroken that I packed a bag and left for my parents' house that same night. By Monday, I'd made a decision. I handed in my 2-month notice at work. I'm originally from Germany, and I decided to move back there, to rebuild my life somewhere his mother's voice couldn't reach me. Only my parents knew. So when my ex showed up at their house, I was caught off guard. He said he was sorry. We both cried. I let my guard down and hugged him. Big mistake. As we held each other, he slid his hands down my back, grabbed my butt, and whispered, "How about one last time?" It hit me like a slap to the face, so I gave him one. Hard. My hand stung from it. I pointed to the door and yelled at him to get out. Told him I'd rather be celibate for the rest of my life than let him touch me again. He looked dazed, ashamed, just walked out without a word. I broke down in tears. My dad came in and held me while I sobbed. Later, my mom brought me something to drink and just sat with me in silence. No judgment, just love. I left America on March 1st and flew back to Germany. He hasn't taken it well, sent letters to my parents' house, even sat outside in their yard a few times. Eventually, I spoke to him once, told him firmly, "I'm not there, please leave them alone." He asked if the rumors were true, that I was gone for good. I reminded him that the last time we talked, he groped me like that would fix everything. He went quiet. I asked him why he dumped me. He just said, "My mom wasn't happy when she found out you couldn't have children." "You're 32, I said. "You don't need to do what your mom says anymore." We had a plan. We'd talked about adoption, about surrogacy, but she didn't approve, and so he threw it all away. He asked when I was coming back. I told him I wasn't. I said, "You chose her. Now you have to live with it." I think that's when it finally hit him. He just kept whispering, "Sorry, sorry, sorry." I told him I still loved him, that I wanted him to be happy, but that it was over. He broke my heart, and I had to put myself back together without him. I laid on my bed and cried quietly. Not for him, just for everything I thought we had.